believe it or not, we are here. I am alive. Heinz is alive. We got rogue actions. We missed a week last week. So sorry, Cubs fam. I had, as many of you guys know, I am a therapist, and I had to take the big national counselor's exam last week. And so I'm sorry, fam. I had no time to do anything but study last week. I was cramming. How you doing, Heinzie?
Who are you?
New phone, who dis?
Long time listener, first time caller. Hello, Cubs. How are you, mate? It's good to be back.
It is good. It is good.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about
you.
today, but first and foremost, did you see that there is a, let's see here, there is a missing persons report. Everyone's been wondering where.
That's look, I'm going to claim that one. That was me. I had a bit of time up my sleeve a little while ago, and I thought, I could have some fun with this.
As Ron Burgundy once said, the times they are changing, and it's sad to not have as much time for YouTube anymore. But we'll be here when we can, and I should be able to stream Grand Arena tomorrow and Monday. So we'll get back into somewhat of a swing of things. How have you been doing in Grand Arena lately?
Yeah, no, GSA's been good, mate. Yeah, look, it's we're playing at the sort of the top 100 again, so that's always a huge challenge right now. So I went 2-1 in the last week, 3v3. I mean, what can I say? It's just been terrible sometimes. It really is. So it's really rough. These crons are just crazy. They're just really messing with the system. There's no consistency. So it's pretty brutal at the top end, mate. It really is at the moment.
Well, and I was talking to Gridden about this yesterday, and he's really frustrated with Datacrons.
Oh, yeah, he is.
You've got all this. I mean, Gridden especially, super talented, very, very skilled at the game, like yourself. But he's just not willing to spend money on the Datacrons, right? And so are you noticing a pretty big divide in the top 100 between people who are willing to spend money, like good money, on Datacrons versus those that aren't?
I don't think there's a divide, because at that level, everyone kind of has them. That's the thing they know.
Right? Like that's the baseline.
Well, they know how important it is to have them. People are losing, GAC rounds because they don't have specific crons at that level.
Yeah.
It doesn't filter down to the lower levels, but, in the top 100, 200, even, 300, there's kind of not a minimum expected amount of crons to have, but I think that if you're playing at that level, you're a very, very good GAC player anyway. You kind of know, what you need to have in the tank to be successful. So, the information's out there. The smart people and the geniuses go through the crons. They work out what works and what doesn't. And there's been some pretty crazy theory crafting, of course, and crazy teams in threes in general, let alone chucking crons into the mix,
Okay. I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Question for you, Heinzie.
Yes.
Would you play Galaxy of Heroes 2? Now, let me tell you where this is coming from. I was talking to Gridden about this. We're basically just speculating. What is this puzzle going to be, right? Because we know we have a puzzle coming up, and we know now that it's not a new game mode, because we got the announcement about the new TB, which I think looks pretty cool, actually.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we've already got our new GL. And I mean, I have a hard time seeing Red 5 being the result of the puzzle, because that just seems too obvious. And so we're chewing on what could this possibly be. And the crazy idea was thrown out there by Gridden, like, what if it's this Galaxy of Heroes 2? Now, I don't know if this is really happening or not, but I just want to kind of get into that hypothetical. With how much time you've invested in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes 1, would you start all over and play the second version of the game? And would you play both? Would you move on? Would you what would you do?
No, I would, but I would play it very differently.
Ooh,
that's what I would do. So yes, I would pick it up.
Fix mistakes.
Well, A, fix mistakes, but B, I probably wouldn't be as resource intensive as a player that I currently am now, which I choose to be.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go down that path again as intense as I currently am playing it. Yes. So
you'd want to be more casual.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say casual, because I'd still pick it up daily, but I just wouldn't be as as
a casual
urgent
player plays the game more than daily.
Yeah, true.
You could
So,
be a casual
I
player and
certainly,
still play the game like 3 times a day.
I definitely wouldn't be chasing the meta anywhere like I am right now. I don't know if that gives you an indication or not. So,
You'd
I mean,
be less
but
concerned
again,
about being the best.
that's my choice, and that's okay, and everyone knows that. And if you guys don't realize that's how I play it by now, well, you haven't been watching us long enough. Yeah, certainly, I'd definitely do a lot of things differently. There's a lot of characters I wouldn't invest in that I have. Definitely, there's certainly that. Knowing what we know now, I would have invested a lot more in mods early on that I didn't. I put a lot more into Zetas and also into characters instead of
You would definitely
mods.
need to do mods.
Yeah. So, certainly there was that at the time that mods came out, it was around the same sort of time as Zetas came out, and fleets, really stepped it up. So, it was like, do we go that path or that path? I would have changed path, definitely. So yeah, there's certainly things I would do differently. I remember, the pinch point of deciding between Ray and SLKR, Kylo at the time when the first GLs came out. I went the Ray path. I would have gone Kylo. So, there's certainly some things that I would have changed, but I would still pick up the game because I love Star Wars. I mean, look, we're starved for Star Wars games anyway. It's ridiculous. It really is. We just need more Star Wars stuff to play. We're craving it. And it's been a long time.
Here's a hot take for you, Heinze. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would delete Galaxy of Heroes 1 and jump headfirst into Galaxy of Heroes 2.
Yeah. So would I.
I would be done with Galaxy of Heroes 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's unfortunately at some point one day that will happen. Don't know when, but anything's possible. But
wouldn't it make it easier to? I don't know if they'll ever make a second version of the game, or even if they've alluded to that or spoken to it before. But I feel like it would make it easier to say goodbye to Galaxy of Heroes if we had a new, fresh version of Galaxy of Heroes. I don't know. Or just at least some other Star Wars hero collector. Like, I think that's what's going to be missing in my life one day when we move on from the game, is just having that daily grind, having that, character that you're chasing, which we've had for 7 years now, right? That'll be hard to say goodbye to. And so I really hope that we eventually do get a new, fresh version of the game.
I think the issue is not so much the game. It's just that you and I both know that the community is far better than the game and has been for years. And I think that losing the game, which brings a lot of us together, losing that aspect would obviously, disconnect from a lot of our friends that we speak to and communicate with all the time. And that to me is a bigger loss than whatever happens with the game.
We've already lost so much of this community. I mean, think about the community today versus what it was 3-4 years ago. Not even comparable.
It's insane.
The community's still great. I'm not saying that like the community is not as good as it used to be. I'm just saying it's a lot smaller than it used to be. A lot of the pillars of the community that we used to, hear from a lot are gone. So
in the last, say, 3 to 4 months, there has been a ridiculous amount of player turnover in guilds generally. Like it's been, I thought up until now, relics were by far the most polarizing thing that affected guilds and their player base and their numbers and the total players. This is by far eclipsed it since Crons came out.
Well, I'll tell you what,
not
Heinze,
in a good way.
If they did a second version of Galaxy of Heroes, I have a feeling it would be really exciting to see a lot of old faces show up. I'm sure there's some that would be like, nah, never again, but I have a feeling a lot of people come in and give that a try. So
I think a lot of people reluctantly, a lot of people reluctantly, didn't want to leave the game, but just felt they had to because it was just not fun for them anymore. And last I knew, it's a game, right?
Yep.
So I totally understand that.
Just imagine the game with like Raid Shadow Legends style graphics. Like if you got graphics that were like on a really good level. But maybe they won't do that because they looked at the Lord of the Rings game. That's new and
we don't even have an app for this game. We're relying on BlueStacks.
Right.
Like it's how much you got to make to develop an app. It's bizarre. Like, and they would, if you even priced that, the app, if you put a price tag on it and even improve the graphics just for that version, it would sell like hotcakes. But hey, they missed the boat on that. I think honestly now.
We'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling that's not what it is, but it's fun to dream. I can dream, right?
I like it. I would like to see, again, something like Saw Gerrera. I think something like that would be pretty cool.
Ooh.
You know,
I
we're
don't think
hitting,
that's
of course.
puzzle worthy. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Sounds
we've got
cool,
Andor and
but-
everything at the moment. I mean, it fits in the time frame. So,
Dude, how
you
about
know,
Andor,
that,
though?
so good. We just did a watch party with it before doing this recording, and I just, man, I'm in. I'm totally in. Yeah,
I'm all in.
like it's gritty.
All right, moving right along. I would like Heinze to rank the ultimate abilities out of all the Galactic Legends. And let's throw Starkiller in there because he basically has an ultimate ability. And I'm not talking about necessarily how good the ability is, but more the animation. Because
okay.
as soon as I heard that Job was getting released, the first thing I thought is, are we going to get a Rancor? And boy, did we get our own little kind of playable Rancor that comes in as an ultimate ability for the instant defeat. I think, tell me if you would agree, I think this is the best ultimate animation out of all the Galactic Legends. I'm still going to put Starkiller at number 1, though.
Yeah, they're both top 2, 100%. They really are. The mate, we have the abilities, the polygons, mate, to make this sort of stuff happen now. We know that. It's all about the polygons.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, look, I mean, I'm going to say, yes, Starkiller still just beats it. I mean, it's pretty cool to pull that ship out of the sky and just see everyone disappear. I mean, that is really freaking fun.
Yeah.
It is. So I'm down for that. And yeah, look, Rancor second for sure. As far as the other ultimates, I like the whole Lord Vader type. You know, how it just glows red. I reckon that's pretty cool, but it's pretty basic too, honestly. It really
I feel
is.
like Lord Vader and Kenobi are, their animations, frankly, kind of suck, I think. I don't think that they're that cool at all.
Could be better. Could be better.
Next to Jabba, come on.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think that, you know, the whole, definitely one that's up there is SLKR Kylo, you know, dropping the helmet. Right, okay. Now I'm about to wreck stuff. When you see that helmet drop, you know you're in trouble, you know, if you're facing it. I think that's certainly a really, really cool animation. Ray's Ray. You know, like
I think number 3 is Sith Eternal.
I like Sith Eternal still, yeah. I like how just the dark flash and it's just the creepy evil laugh. It's just sinister. I love it.
Volume up.
So
volume up.
Definitely in the top 4, you know, definitely 3 to 4, 100%. So
yeah, we're both going to agree that Kenobi and Lord Vader are last place, tied for last.
Yeah. Well, I think, no, I still think Ray's last. I mean, cross swords whack. I mean, you know, like it's, you know, I'm gonna say that's last, but the other 2 are, you know, just in front of it.
That's a good point. Yeah, and I always felt like Ray's was kind of a missed opportunity. They could have done so much of a. I'll put it this way: they could have made a bigger deal out of her using the Force to get both lightsabers in play, right?
Agree. You could have seen the lightsaber fly in, grab it, then cross, then just go whackety whack whack whack. I mean, there's certainly different ways that could have been done for sure.
100%.
But you know, we don't make this stuff, and you know that they do what they do, and we don't have a choice over it. But yeah, I mean, geez, who doesn't like a bloody Rancor rocking up and just killing stuff? I mean, that's just cool. I don't care what anyone says. That's cool. And you know what else is cool? We'll talk about it a bit more in mine. But you know, I see my boy Piggy and Mob Enforcer looking pretty ominous in these graphics, Cubs. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but they're looking pretty schmick these days. They're looking pretty nice. I love the new look for Mob
Enforcer too, by the way. That's one of the biggest facelifts we've ever seen a character get.
Yeah, and looks like Piggy looks a little bit different to the one that we've played with up until now as well. So just have to wait and see on that.
Also, I love Crumb.
Just throw him the detonator. It's cool. It's really, really clever.
It's so awesome. Does he? I haven't heard Volume. Have you heard Volume for this? Does he do the laugh?
I believe the sounds are right through it. I haven't heard it, but I think it's very similar to like Chupio. How, you know, obviously there's always sort of noises and effects going on. That's what they're saying. So they reckon it's pretty cool. We're just going to hear it the whole time. You're going to want to turn the sounds on when they're doing stuff.
All right.
Sound up.
Let me know what you guys think about our list. I wasn't super defined, but tell me what you guys think about ultimate abilities. And would you guys play Galaxy of Heroes 2? And issue all your complaints below for how MIA I have been, or maybe your praises. Maybe you've really been happy that I've been gone. I definitely get that too. Go check out Heinz's video. It is down in the description. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.
Still trying to work out who this guy is.